Hey, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the Rocksmith 2014 Developer Livestream. And I say wonderful because I love variety. And this is a variety pack week. I always like these weeks because we get a lot of different kinds of music, and hopefully we appeal to a lot of different kind of music fans, and everybody has a little something that makes them happy. So with that in mind, we're going to do all four of those this week. We have tracks. Well, you'll see the video in just a moment. We're going to roll the trailer, and then we'll roll into a pre-recorded first segment for Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac, because Travis Kindred wanted to play the bass on that, and he is not in on the days that we do this live. So you'll get that. You'll get some Ernie Ball giveaways later on in the show. If all goes well, you might even get a sneak peek at our upcoming remastered Rocksmith Remastered thing. We're going to see if we can show you some more functionality there. Dunno. Tech's still kind of coming together, so we'll give it a shot. In the meantime, please enjoy this fine crafted video of the four songs that are in Variety Pack 4, which is available now on all platforms, and we'll see you back here very shortly. Thanks, everybody. You said you wanted variety. You got variety. Variety Pack 4 is those 4 songs from those 4 bands. We're going to play all 4 of them this week. And we're going to start with Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac, aided and embedded by Travis Kindred on bass, who that's why we're pre-recording, because he's not in the office on Thursdays, and Sam Schwartz, who has been voluntold to do this song, hashtag voluntold, because let's throw the real person under the bus. Brian Pody transcribed this song, or you did the note tracking. Did you transcribe any of it? It was all just Pody, and Pody is shirking his duties. Hashtag Pody's duties. You spell it however you want. And he said, Sam's going to play that this week. And I said, oh, okay, does Sam know this? He goes, he will. And I'm like, I am not looking forward to this week's meeting. So, first of all, Sam, thank you for taking this one.
Yeah, it turns out that's not the last time I'm going to fart on his desk.
Right. There's this thing called the Nauseous Rift that may be able to help you out.
Right.
So, as people have noticed, very, very happy about this. Lots of Fleetwood Mac fans. It's only the second Fleetwood Mac song we've been able to get in the game. We are trying to get more. Please, you cross your fingers with us and anything else that you want, and hopefully we'll get some more. But many people have been noticing how incredibly difficult it is to play like Lindsey Buckingham.
Yeah.
So much so that on the Facebook group, one of the comments was like, "Man, this is going to take me forever to learn."
Yeah.
And immediately I thought, like, oh, well, Riff Repeater lets you slow things down, take it at a very slow speed, and you really, you build the muscle memory. Because I've been learning one of the other Lindsey Buckingham songs. I can't even remember the name of it now. Just in my free time, and I was like, I'll never be able to play this. And my wife's like, take it slow, do it a little bit at a time. Slow.
So this is a technique called Travis picking, ironically enough.
Right. Hey.
And I actually can't do it with my fingers the way that he does it. I can do it with a pick, and I can show you a little bit about how that works with a pick. So like if we could just do like,
would you like the close-up cam for this?
I can just show you a little bit about what he's doing.
And this is not named for Travis Kindred. This is named for Merle Travis, the country legend.
Right. So it's not as convenient as it might seem here. So basically what I'm doing, if you look at my right hand here, so what I'm doing, all I'm doing here is picking my A or yellow string and then the blue string here,
right,
with a 7th chord. And then if you watch my other hand here, I'll just move my hand, and then you can see, and you see how my ring fingers jump in like this?
Yes.
So this is sort of how it begins. This is the dawn of Travis picking. And then what happens is you use these other guys on this hand, right, to start picking other notes so you can. And I'm not very good at it, as you can see.
But you're plucking with your ring and your middle and your pinky and grabbing these other strings while your thumb and forefinger do standard picking, but they're just basically taking care of the bass line.
Right.
There you go. And that sounds very familiar. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how that's supposed to sound.
Right, and so, and it's about getting that going. So if you watch the leveling for the lead part, you'll actually see it leveled like that. So you'll learn the bass part first.
Okay.
So whenever we have a part that involves Travis picking, you'll always see the bass part leveled first, so you can get the doom ding doom ding doom ding.
Right, because it's the foundation.
And then we add in one note that's like happening with your top fingers. So it's kind of like thinking about it like piano, and instead of breaking it up in your two hands, you're just breaking it up on one hand.
One hand. Okay,
right.
That's a good way to think about it.
And he does it with his thumb and fingers, which I have a very hard time doing. But I can do it a little bit with picking fingers. It's just a thing I haven't had a lot of experience doing, and so I wasn't ready to do it in like a day and a half.
So that's okay, because you showed people how it's done. You don't have to do it yourself.
Right.
You're going to play the rhythm path because Pody sprung this on you. And Travis, you're playing the bass because you like playing bass.
Yeah. Also, the song actually doesn't have a bass part, and so when Pody was putting this together, he wrote out a bass part, and he asked me to check it out to just see how it felt like as a bass player, and then I made a bunch of like little tiny changes
Big
here
changes,
and there.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's completely threw everything
threw it
he did. And just made it. He'd written like really cool part, and so I just made it a little bit more bassy like idiomatic to bass, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very much a bass part written by a guitarist.
right. No,
yeah.
yes.
It's just like when I write music on guitar, it always sounds like guitar music written by a bassist.
Sure.
It's very specific. So we just kind of made it feel more bassy. Which
Okay.
is nice. It's really fun.
It's a really good part. It's
Cool.
a really good part.
Let's see it. Never going back again. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. But man, if you're doing the lead path, it feels like a lot more. And it will be longer if you play it in Riff Repeater. Slow it down. Give yourself the time.
Yeah.
But Sam's going to be playing rhythm, and you're going to be playing bass. Travis is going to be playing bass. And so even if you love the song and you go, I'll never be able to do that, well, hey, try these parts and then
Just go back again.
give yourself time. Yes. That has got to be one of the most approachable rhythm guitar arrangements in the game. Lots of open chords. Again, you're down tuned to E-flat standard, but the chord shapes are the same. There's a couple of pickup notes. There's a couple of incomplete chords, and
Right.
and that's fun. And it gives it some life, and you pay attention. And you just fall asleep. But that's really good because we get people saying, I wish I had just some easy strummer songs.
There's also a couple of little things in there that are like there's a hammer on here and
Yeah.
there, and then there's like a couple of there's a thing where
The
you
little
bar in
slidey thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like and that keeps you
That keeps you
awake.
engaged.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, I
and
say
it's why-
awake because it sounds like, well done, by the way, 99.2%.
Oh, well, thank
your
you.
bass. Yes,
But
Very
this is-
well written bass line.
yes
Yeah.
I think so.
But it's premium content that you only get from Rocksmith, right? Because you don't have this in you won't get this chord chart anywhere else, right?
Right.
So-
And that kind of goes back to the Facebook reaction when they posted this. The poor guy said, I'm never going to get this. Before I had a chance to say, well, go into Riff Repeater, slow it down, or even offer, hey, we have special arrangements that you're only going to find here. Everybody's like, just go on YouTube, dude. Here you go. Here's a link to tabs. Like, there's tabs. And I'm like, what? No, the point is you're getting it in Rocksmith so that Rocksmith can help you learn this in a way that other programs or other methods cannot. And yeah, maybe you'll see a strumming arrangement out there, maybe not. And if they do, it probably hasn't been as well considered as ours.
Yeah, and I can safely say, as a teacher, one of the more frustrating things is when I'm working on something with a student, and I've definitely set them up to kind of figure it out. right? Very like they're getting the simple steps first,
Right.
And then they go and either use YouTube videos or they buy some tab book or something.
I just learned the parts I wanted to learn
Yeah,
in the
well,
order
yeah,
I wish to learn them.
Exactly. So they come back, and then we actually have to unpackage and unlearn a lot of things,
Right.
Because it's no longer musical.
Right. It's
right?
not about doing that riff yet. It's about
Yeah.
building the foundation so that you get
where
and you're going.
That's one thing we all try to do when we're leveling something up, right? Because we go from like a very few notes to this sort of uncanny valley where it's like it's not quite the music, but it's still like teaching you how to play. And we spend a lot of time making that extremely musical, which is where a bulk of our time gets to. Like the transcriptions, like sure, like that's just how it goes.
Sure.
The early levels, sure, it's very simple. It's the middle stuff where you're actually kind of like figuring out how the transitions work. Those also need to be as musical as the final product, and
Right.
that's what you're missing when you're sort of like trying to jump to the end. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's a good
'cause
point.
Making musicians is kind of our thing.
Oh, that's very sweet. Cool. Anything else? Thank you for the Travis Perking demonstration, and thank you for the Travis basing demonstration. That was also
Anytime.
very good.
I will say that I did cause even more chagrin for Brian on this one. You'll notice that Sam was in E-flat standard and I'm in E standard. One of the reasons for that is Brian Pody had arranged it for E standard, but the way it worked was there were all these like chunky chords that were really hard to play, and I just threw out a suggestion like, oh, if you tuned it down to E-flat, it would all be open chords and really easy, and the rhythm path would be really fun. And then Pody had to do all of the work over again.
So really, this is just a constant push-pull game of you guys making each other's lives hell.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
I'm surprised
That's
they didn't
Rocksmith.
make you play the lead part.
Yeah, exactly. Pody will get his. He's playing a little bit later on in the show, so we'll see Pody suffer later. Thank you both very much.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
We have giveaways now. It's Ernie Ball time, and that means that we've got a lovely prize pack, one of two, to give away this show. First one coming up right now. Everything you see here is going to go to one lucky winner, and I don't care where you live. You can live outside of North America. This is not one of those super restrictive contests. They still haven't caught us shipping things to Scotland and Portugal, and I forget even where else. I know I sent something to the Netherlands recently, so wherever you live, maybe you would like this. And look, it's a brand new photo. I didn't even tell you a brand new photo was coming. It's a brand new photo because I actually got a brand new box of gear from our friends at Ernie Ball just yesterday. And I looked in and I'm like, all of their packaging has changed. They've updated the look of their line, and I want it to be current. So there you go. Everything you see there will look uncannily like that. They even changed the box on the Wonder Wipes. You're going to get a dozen of their picks. You're going to get a set of bass strings as well as guitar strings. So whatever you play, there'll be something in this little prize pack that you can use. Pegwinder will certainly make those string changes easier. And at the moment, you can have any color strap you want as long as it's black. That's currently what we have in stock. But somebody's going to win all that stuff if you follow what our helper in the chat tells you to do. That helper, of course, is Black Widow 9. You may be aware that our friend Jason Paradise is off streaming on his own. Today is actually the last day of his big stream where he's a Twitch partner. So soon as you're done, but not before, as soon as you're done finishing our stream, please go over to Jason Paradise's channel and check him out, keep him company. He's had a really cool week. But yeah, if you want to win all that stuff, just do whatever Black Widow 9 tells you to do in the chat room, and everything will be fine. Is everything fine, Jason Coco?
Everything is great. When you are a parent and a guitar player,
Yes.
and you see a box of something that says Wonder Wipes on it, you get excited for two totally different reasons at the same time. Wonder Wipes, what do those do?
Whatever they do, I think I want them. They're going to make.
Yeah.
How old is your son? Helix, right?
Huxley.
Huxley.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's
I have another.
that's a great name too.
A friend of mine's kid is named Helix, and I keep getting your
wow.
two children mixed up.
Helix the cat?
Yeah.
No, he's Helix the math. He's almost 2. He's almost
wow.
2.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
he's gonna be 2 in December.
So you've gone through plenty of wipes at this point.
Oh yeah, all of them, all the wipes, Wonder Wipes.
What's his favorite music right now?
Everything. Yeah,
Good.
He really does.
That's the right answer.
That is. Yeah. I mean, it does not matter. We will put anything on, and he loves it all. So his older brother, listens to rap music. My wife listens to mostly punk, but not just. Almost everything else. And
Right.
then I also listen to almost everything else. And
Sure.
anything that comes on, he loves. Doesn't.
Huxley
he's
actually
got it.
joined us for a few of our early streams. You can hear Huxley in some of our earliest earliest replays.
I tried to find like the first one where Jared was watching him off camera while but I couldn't find it. I know that because we focused on it, but I don't know, maybe that was one of the ones that just got lost in the sands.
A few
of time.
have gotten removed for various reasons, or like my mistakes. But in any case, we're here to play a completely different song from Never Going Back Again.
Totes.
We're here to play A Day to Remember's I'm Made of Wax, Larry, What Are You Made Of? Which is one of my favorite titles. I saw this title years before I actually heard the song. I was just like, okay, that's awesome. And I know it was kind of a thing for certain bands in a certain genre to come up with ever more interesting, long, seemingly unrelated names, or borrowing movie quotes from different films and saying, yeah, we're just going to call our name that movie quote because we found it amusing. But I still get a smile every time I do this. Did you do this one?
No, this was a note track by Greg.
Oh,
you know?
Poor dearly departed Greg.
Yeah. So I
He's
stepped
totally
in and-
fine. He just
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
in memoriam, but he's totally fine.
Yeah, but yeah, so I just stepped in to play this one. It's a cool song. It's I actually hadn't. I remembered reviewing one of the arrangements when he did it months ago, and I couldn't remember what it sounded like at all. I'm like, oh, and so I looked at it just before here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Kind of comes, yeah, it kind of came back.
I kind of did the same on the bass. I looked at it and went, oh, that seems very approachable. I think I'll do that. And I ran through it once, and I did okay. So
yeah.
hopefully I'll do okay now. Let's do it. It's A Day to Remember, one of the 4 songs in the Variety Pack 4. I'm Made of Wax, Larry. What are you made of? And good. That works. This is a fast-picked song, so apologies to Travis Kindred. I'm picking. Pretty much straight 16s on the bass. I should have practiced the bridge a little bit more because I I looked down. I'm like, how come I'm missing? Oh, because I'm on the wrong string. A couple of small
It
things
happens.
like that.
It
Still not
happens.
bad. I'll take 96%
Yeah,
on a
take
song
it.
that I don't really know all that
Yeah.
well. But yeah, pretty much straight up and down strokes all the way through this. If you do them all down strokes, you're going to be in pain by the end of the song. But yeah, not if you're looking for an easy knockout on bass, the little time signature change in the middle keeps it interesting and fun. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's like you have to just memorize how all of a sudden when the tempo changes completely, you memorize like what that feels like and what that sounds. Because I don't even think it's a metric modulator. I didn't analyze it to see if like okay, so are the straight eighths becoming the 16ths, like 3/16?
Right.
You know, like it might do something like that, but you know, chances are it was recorded to a click. So, but yeah,
right.
it's cool though. Like when it comes out, it's all of a sudden you're just playing this one tempo, and then all of a sudden you have to know how that sounds and how that feels.
I didn't anticipate. I even said they were 16ths all the way through, and you're right, they're eighths. So yeah, that's that. Unfortunately, we can't give you any more insight because Greg had all the knowledge and he took it all with him.
Yeah,
Jerk.
yeah, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of, as you saw, a lot of octaves.
Yeah.
A lot of 3-note drop D style power chords, even though we're in D drop C, same
Yes.
thing. So yeah, you know, it sounds cool. The song just sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's,
Cool. Well, if you don't have, say, a Les Paul bass and you want to play bass in Rocksmith, we actually have this thing called emulated bass that you can use your guitar and it pitches down so that you can try the bass parts without having to buy a whole new instrument. And maybe you're thinking about flirting with, like, maybe I would enjoy playing bass. Use emulated bass mode to see what it's like on the other side. So we've got a short video about that here. Jared McAdams is going to take you through that, and then I believe Jared McAdams will be back right here live in the studio to talk about more stuff when we get back. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for our DLC giveaway as well, so watch Black Widow 9. She's got all the information you need to win all of the songs that we're playing this week for Steam. Do that now while you watch this, and we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, my name's Jared McAdams, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit today about emulated bass. So you all know about the regular paths. You've got lead, you've got rhythm, and you've got bass. And you should totally jump around between all the paths as much as you want. There's no penalty for moving between them, and if you don't check them out, you're missing out on a lot of the content in the game. But there's actually a fourth option. Emulated bass. Now this is where you use your guitar to play bass arrangements. So here I am in lead mode, and you can hear the menu tone for lead path sounds like this. And now let's switch to bass and see what that sounds like. Okay, it still sounds like a guitar, right? It doesn't sound like a bass all of a sudden. It's still the same pitch. To make it sound like a bass, it needs to be shifted down an octave. So I'm going to go here to the options menu, and under play settings, I'm going to select emulate bass. Now listen. Okay, so that's low, right? That's a low note. That's a bass note. It sounds like a bass. So now we can use that to play songs in the game, and it will actually sound like you're playing a bass. When you're in emulated bass mode, the tuner works essentially the same way as when you're in guitar mode, except you only have to tune 4 strings. And notice here in the tuner, you can actually switch emulated bass on and off here in the tuner instead of going into the options menu. That's actually probably generally a better way to do it. Okay, so why would you want to do this? For one, there's just great stuff in the game that's awesome music where the bass is doing totally its own thing that has nothing to do with what's going on in the guitar, where the bass is really the main instrument. Here's an example of that. This is What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, one of the great bass lines, one of the great bass players in Rocksmith. You should check this out if you haven't had a chance to. Here's a little bit of that.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother,
Another reason you might want to check out the emulated bass is that sometimes it's a little easier than a guitar part. Sometimes it's actually just the same as the guitar part, but just the bass notes, just the root notes of the chords. When you have that kind of situation, the bass becomes like a single note version of the song, and it can be a good intermediate step. Let's check out Blitzkrieg Bop. That's basically what's going on here. The bass is playing pretty much what the guitar is playing, just isn't playing the chords. So if you're still working up to chords, this might be a good place to start. Okay, so most bass parts are not going to be completely different from the guitar part, and most aren't going to be completely identical to the guitar part. Most are going to kind of dance around it. This is Say It Ain't So by Weezer. Here you can see I'm playing the root notes of the chords, but I'm also kind of doing some other things. That's a good one to check out. Finally, like I said before, if you're not playing all the paths, you're missing out on a lot of the content of the game. I personally think that some of the funnest charts in the whole game, funnest or most fun, funnest, the most enjoyable charts in the game are bass charts sometimes. So you should check those out. Also, bass playing is kind of a different kind of approach to music from playing guitar. And it helps you wrap your brain around some ideas that maybe you're not going to get to the same degree in guitar charts. Things like groove and root movement and harmonic rhythm, the rate at which new harmonic information comes up. That's all much more exposed in the bass guitar charts, so you might want to check it out for that reason. And finally, for you beginners out there, like I said, this can be a great way to get your feet wet without worrying too much about chords and solos and things that might be a little bit intimidating. So that's a quick look at emulated bass. Check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back. How are you, Jared?
Good.
Jared McAdams, ladies and gentlemen, no longer a mere note tracker, but a note tracker plus.
A mere designer.
I was going to say, what is your official title now?
Associate game designer.
Associate game designer.
Yes.
And for those of you who are just catching up with us, we have a new patch, a very significant patch called, which we're calling Rocksmith 2014 Edition Remastered. It will also be on store shelves under that name for new players, but all of you folks that already own our wonderful game are going to get this for free in advance, or no, at the same time. Sorry, not in advance.
Eventually,
I don't want to promise nothing, but you're not going to get it later than everybody on at retail. So don't worry about that.
During.
You're going to get it during, and you have Jared to thank for that. This whole thing sprung from his head, fully formed, and he said, "I know what to do," and then took about 4 weeks.
Yeah,
to get all these changes
it was just like
here?
one all-nighter,
Yeah,
I was just
Good for you.
chugging
Just
Red Bull and
Red
orange
Bull,
juice.
Mountain Dew, and Dr. Pepper all in one blender. Actually, Rocksmith Remastered had been in the works for several months.
It's
for
been
a
going
significant
on for
amount.
a while.
So
the idea has been around.
Oh yeah,
since the beginning of
the,
time.
The gray hair that's starting to crop up—that's
what
direct.
Gray hair?
Okay. The reason that Jared is here, and Chris Wu, why are you not on camera? Come on in, Chris Wu. No.
What a prima donna.
In the center square, in the red corner, Christopher
Paul Lind.
I don't know. What's your wrestling name? You had a wrestling name.
I didn't. Not as cool as yours. I don't think I.
Dan Slamrick?
No, Dynamic Dan Amrick. Thank you very much.
That's pretty good.
No, Dynamic Dan Amrick was what my name was in the PAX Rumble this year. I'm going to keep that. That was my old air name, too, when I was in radio. Dynamic Dan Amrick sitting in here with you for the next 3 hours. We're going to be doing some classic rock. Got some Led Zeppelin coming up. We got some Aerosmith, and we got some Metallica.
Is that because Dynamic rhymes with
Yeah, I know. I'm intentionally naming 2 out of 3 bands that we don't have in the library. We also don't have... Yeah, it was fun. My problem was I would say that we got a plethora of music coming up, so people just tuned me out. For some reason, I got into that habit.
Would you say we have a plethora of piñatas?
Sure. If you we have a plethora of pinatas.
That was great.
Okay, I was gonna say.
That's a Three Amigos reference.
Oh, okay. I'm not old enough to have seen that. It's R-rated,
wow.
isn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't know. But co-written, this is cool for you music people out there, which I assume most of you are. That film was co-written by Randy Newman.
Oh
Really?
God.
Co-wrote the screenplay.
Oh.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right. Regardless, we're here to show you something fun that we haven't gotten a chance to show you
Oh,
yet.
there's more?
Yes, you're here.
There's relevant stuff?
We dragged you away from your desk, chiseling at the giant stone that is remastered. It's almost fully formed.
Yes.
And you said you beat Nonstop Play into shape, and so you wanted to show some of that. Is
Yeah,
that the
we
idea?
thought we've got a few. I think you guys have seen some of the search stuff, but it's all. I think it's all been screens.
Yes, this
screen
is the first
captures
time we're
right
actually
now.
going to be showing
We're going to show you the actual game.
the build live.
And we've got 3 or 4 big features, and I think most of the stuff we've been looking at so far has been just kind of UI tweaks, little helper stuff. But today we wanted to start getting into some of the actual gameplay stuff. So this is one of the big areas that we did a lot with is Nonstop Play. We also did some stuff with Riff Repeater and dynamic difficulty that we'll look at in coming weeks,
Right.
leading up to the release.
But today, just Nonstop
But
Play.
today, just nonstop play.
Nonstop.
Nonstop, all the time.
So,
So should we bring it up on the big board?
sure, give Pody a chance because we're again. This is a
Oh.
pre-release build of the game, so we
Look at
are
that.
sort of we're doing some jazz hands in the background so that Pody can get everything
Jazz
just the way it's
hands.
supposed to be.
That's right.
So right off the bat, it shows that we have 882 songs and 882 arrangements.
That's right.
So I no longer have to actually manually count this stuff. There's going to be a way. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you for
I-
putting that in the game.
Yeah, here's a little preview is when you search for your songs, it'll actually tell you how many songs you have in there too. So
Yeah, so
so
please walk us
Pody's
through
like getting
this.
way ahead of me. I have a whole outline here,
Okay.
man. Why do you think
He's got a book report.
I thought
Let him do
this
the
out.
book report.
I thought this out.
What would you like to start with?
Well,
Jared?
now the best thing is ruined. No, that's not the best thing. That's just a little indicator. But yeah, let me just work through my list here since I went all along.
All right.
Okay.
Say,
So,
Jared, what would
Hey!
you like to show us?
Well, let's take a look. This is horrible television.
this is terrible. We're musicians.
So as you can see, you have several more options. I think there have been some screenshots of this floating around out there. So you've
Very
probably already
low
seen it.
res.
That's right. That's all about to change. Medium res. Because we like to build up to something.
That's right.
You have a lot more options here for customizing your experience. The starting, the nonstop play, the song list editor, that's a little different, but more or less the same as what we had before. The playtime is essentially what we had before, but the song list, that's new. These are 4 song lists plus your favorites, and you can kind of scroll through some of those options. You can do all songs, you can do favorites, or you can do one of your 4 customizable song lists, which you edit up in the song list editor, and we'll look at that in a minute. And that's essentially going to limit the songs that will come up. It won't be just any and all songs. And this is essentially what we had in Nonstop Play before, but you have more options and more pools of songs to feed into that rather than just having the one big list that you could edit. This was a big ask from the community. This next one, the tuning. You can.
We have a lot of big asks in our community.
We do. This was one of the biggest for Nonstop Play in particular. Is please don't make me change tuning between all of these songs. I don't want to play an E standard and then an E flat and then a drop D and then a C whatever.
Again, especially if you have a Floyd Rose or a more complicated bridge, there's an additional level of difficulty
Right.
of, oh, hold on, let me just go to D drop C, and then I'll go all the way back to E. It just doesn't work very well.
It's also
So
not very non-stop. It's
yeah,
Right.
It's
It's
stop
actually.
play, really.
Yeah.
Occasional stop play.
and
is
it's
not-
unfortunate because I think that was a result of very good intentions going into Rocksmith 2014. One, to have this sort of jukebox mode where you can just play, just rapid fire, and 2, to accommodate all of this other music that people were interested in having in the game. But since we didn't support all these tunings in Rocksmith 1, we couldn't get those in. So we fixed both of those problems, but created this new problem of the way those two systems interacted.
We have too many options. For
Right,
players.
we're just too
Yeah.
good, you
Yeah.
guys.
We have to
but
dial
we're even
back
better
the quality.
now.
Come on.
We're even better now. If Pody, if you want to scroll through some of those, you just have your normal list of tunings that you have in here. You have your E flat, D standard, and then of course you can still just have all tunings built into this. You can just mix and match, or you can just pick the one you want.
So, for example, if I had in the song list, I created song list 1 with like 13 of my favorite songs, and 3 of those happen to be in D standard.
Right.
If I put tuning to D standard, it will then just do nonstop play with those 3 songs.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I've seen people talking about. I think there was a thread on the forum of people saying, "How are you going to use your 4 customizable song lists?" And somebody said, "Oh, I know. I'll put all my E standard songs in one, and you can still do that, and you might still want that to use as a filter in Learn a Song. But for these purposes, for nonstop play, which for me is now becoming the standard way to play the game, you just go in and plow through a bunch of songs. You don't have to do that. You can put a bunch of all my favorite songs, all the rock songs, all the metal songs, whatever those groups that you want are, and then let this system here do the
Match it to-
filtering of the tuning
Yeah.
for you.
So that if you want an afternoon where you're like, well, I'm in E flat standard, what else can I play? What are my favorite songs in E flat standard again? Just hit those 2 things and you're done.
Or even all the songs. Like
True.
what you're doing now is great because now if you just choose all songs and then pick a tuning, you basically have song lists of each tuning. all
Exactly.
sorted.
Right.
Like we have 28 D standard songs. Like those are all the songs we have in D standard in
Exactly.
Rocksmith right now.
Then the next one I think is pretty self-explanatory. It is new, but I don't think it's too revolutionary. These are the same orders that you have for your sorts. So you can apply any of your normal sorts that you would use in the song list to your song list here. And then you can also do the classic experience of nonstop play and do it randomly in shuffle mode. And then finally, and this is one of my favorite, is the ability to mix arrangements from different paths. So you can have just the leads. Before, that's all you could do. You could have just the leads or just the rhythms
Right.
or just the basses. Now you can have just the leads, just the rhythms. You can have the leads and the rhythms together, or you can have the leads and all the alt leads, or you can have the rhythms and the alt rhythms, and you can have all of it. You can say everything that's a guitar arrangement, please include in this. And you can see, and we saw a little bit of this earlier, that the songs and arrangements indicator up there.
Significant difference in number.
Yeah, it shows you how many things are in the hopper.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so 1844 arrangements. That's a pretty good number.
So when you do that, is it just going to randomly choose which arrangement to give you?
That's right.
Okay.
But there's more to say about that. We'll look at that in just a minute. Before we come back to that, though, can we go up to the song list editor? Look how easy it is to navigate. He's never even been in this before, and he
Wow.
knows how to do it.
Way to go on those arrow keys, Brian Pody.
So the
be a
system
superstar.
for adding and removing songs from lists is pretty straightforward. You just scroll up and down through the list with the arrow keys like you normally would, and then when you see one you want to add to the list, you just hit enter. Look
Hey,
at that. And
that's
then-
a great song to choose.
That's a good one.
Perhaps we should play that.
And if you wanted to get rid of it, you could get rid of it. One ask that I've seen people have for the game a number of times is, let me hide songs. You can use this to do that. If you press the minus key for select all none, and then hit enter, and do that one more time, because it'll toggle between all and none. Now I have every song in my
Oh, wow.
collection in this list, and now I can go through these, and let's say there's one that I want to get rid of. Like, how about Iran by Flock of Seagulls?
You bastard.
So just hit, or actually hit Shift. Let's say that I just want to get rid of
My favorite song.
What's your favorite
Funk
song?
49.
Funk 49. So there you go. There's Funk 49, and then just hit enter, and we can just eliminate the songs that we don't want to appear in our list. And then in nonstop play, we can use the filters to go through that. We can also apply our various sorts here, and that's mostly just for your convenience for finding the things that you want to include or exclude. For example, you could sort by year and then just include all of the 80s songs. That would be very easy to do.
I would love to do that, please, very much. Just the soundtrack of my childhood.
And then filter here is a little different from what you would have in Learn a Song. Here it would just say, do you want to see all the songs, or do you want to just see your favorites, or do you just want to see the songs that are currently in your song list? You can also add favorites independently in this view. So the favorites, people pointed out, well, it's really just another song list, and it is, but it operates according to slightly different rules.
Right.
Partly that's because that's a system that we already had, and there was no good reason to get rid of it, and partly because it's kind of handy to have a quick and dirty system to add and remove from on the fly that's independent of all of this nonstop play stuff.
Cool.
And then to cycle through your different song lists, you just use the left and right arrow keys to go to song list 2, song list 3, song list 4, and back to song list 1.
And again, you can't rename those. They're just hard-coded as song list 1 through song list 4.
They are. I know that's something that people aren't happy about, but we use the time that we would have used to do that to do things that are way cooler than that would have been.
It's, there's good. Remember, we are cramming a lot of
There's
interesting
so much.
data very carefully into a very stable product and trying to make it not stable. So there were some things that were just like, can we do that? Not without like really endangering other things, or not without putting in way too much effort. That should go toward
can we?
other things.
Hey, I mean, of course, we wanted to do that. Yeah,
Sure.
Can we have 100 lists that people can name anything and export and send to their mom on Mother's Day and all this stuff? Yes, of course you can do that. You can't do anything else.
Right.
You can't touch riff repeater. You can't search. You can't
Yeah.
fix dynamic difficulty. You can't fix any bugs. But yeah, we can do that, and we'll just do that.
You put Funk 49 back in the library.
Oh,
right?
thanks, man.
Would you-
No, wait. Right now, there's
nothing in the library.
In song list 1, there's nothing.
Yeah.
In song list 1.
So let's
Okay.
go. Let's put in. Why don't you type in FOO foo?
Hey,
And let's
my
just
favorite.
make a.
I like
let's
Foo
just
Fighters.
go through and add all of those Foo Fighters songs. We'll have a nice Foo Fighters song list,
And
then
Johnny
you can
Winter.
And
leave
then
out-
And the
be
Shins.
careful with a Foo Fighter
Yeah.
and for a Foo Fighter by the Shins.
yeah, that's fine. They can be in there too. Those
And
are
if
the
you
wild
want, you could
cards.
go through and do them Crooked Vultures and do like a Dave Grohl.
Get some Nirvana.
Yeah.
So let's back out of
Nirvana,
this.
Whatever.
Queens of the Stone
yeah, just hit
Age, that one
escape.
track.
That's right.
And go back to here, and let's actually see what it looks like when you're in nonstop play. So go ahead and start nonstop play. Now, first of all, you'll see that the time between songs is now 10 seconds instead of 5 seconds. You can arrow left and
Arrow
right to
left and
stop
right.
it
Yeah,
from
there we go, yeah.
going into a song. That was a thing. People felt a little rushed between songs. They didn't have time to decide if they wanted to skip or if they needed to, grab a drink or something. So we doubled the amount of time you have between songs. Second thing to see here, you see where the arrangement is indicated there under where it says Megadeth. If you press, go back to that. If you press up and down here, you can actually cycle through all of the different arrangements.
On the fly.
Yeah. On the fly. As you're going through, you're saying, man, I really love the rhythm arrangement of this song. Or, I'm really intimidated by the lead arrangement of this song. Or, the alt lead, that's the weird one, whatever. That's the one that lays out for half the song. Then you can pick the one that you want here, or you can just hit enter, or just wait for the timer to count down, and go directly into the song.
Right.
And go ahead and press enter to go into that song, and then this is one little thing that's not really a nonstop play thing, but we'll go ahead and confirm. There's been some speculation of whether or not this was included. Yes, you can skip the tuner.
Does that say
You hit
skip
delete.
tuner with the delete key?
Yeah.
But if you're not in tune, Rocksmith will not detect you're playing accurately. Are you sure you want to skip tuning?
No, return to tuner. Okay, that's fine. Good, and then we're here, and that's it. That's basically the way nonstop play works. I think you have.
If you end this song, will it just kick you back out to the nonstop play?
Yeah, you have essentially the same kind of options that you had in. So if you hit escape, and you see our pause menu has been refreshed a little bit, and there's some stuff on there we'll talk about more next time. But if you go skip, it'll just go to the next song. If you go exit, it'll back out of the whole system.
Whole thing. Okay.
Okay, so
Good to
even
point
if you
out,
hit
yeah.
skip, it still does bring you back here for 10 seconds.
for the
so you
next
can-
song, yeah.
If you wanted to choose your arrangement or
Exactly,
something like
and
that.
and that's essentially the way that nonstop play worked before.
Can I just say that's super cool? I have not actually seen this. I saved this when I realized that I had not looked at nonstop play. I'm like, well, if we're going to do it live, then I kind of want to experience it live. It's super cool.
It is, and I think a lot of people were skeptical of not a lot of people seem to play nonstop play. And we said, well, it's because it's kind of not a great experience right now. It's kind of broken in some fundamental ways. But if this were dialed in just right, then this could be the way to play Rocksmith. And I know maybe not for a brand new beginner, but for somebody who plays on a regular basis, I do think that this is going to be the way to play. It is for me now.
Yeah, it's a big. And what's great is you don't have to change paths or anything to play all those other things in nonstop play. Yeah, it's as big a leap, I think, from the old 2014 nonstop play to the remastered nonstop play as it was from Rocksmith 1 to Rocksmith 2014's Riff Repeater. Like, I feel like that's the jump we made in terms of
I think it's like the jump from the horse and wagon to the Saturn V rocket.
Oh, wow, that's way to go.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm looking. A lot of people really like what they saw. A couple people spotted Jackson 5 in there, but that's okay. We announced Jackson 5.
Yeah,
you're getting Jackson
quantity.
5. That'll be the week that Remastered ships to retail. That DLC will be available as a special 6-pack. The 6 songs that are being released that week. If you are a new player and you pick up Remastered at retail, then those are sort of an incentive. We'll give you those songs for free.
It's fun.
For getting on board.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. I want you back.
Yeah.
But those songs will be in our standard library as well for everybody that's already getting the patch for free. You don't have to buy anything new. But if you want those new DLC songs, obviously it's like any other week of DLC. We're just putting out 6 songs that week instead of our normal 3 of 5.
And fun fact about the Jackson 5, the guitarist in the Jackson 5, Tito Jackson, his son, TJ Jackson, played Rocksmith in the past.
That is correct.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Tweeted about it. And Dan even had a little rapport with him.
kinda
Back
remember
Yes,
that,
I did.
yeah.
I did get a chance to talk to him as the brand, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. So you never know. So it all comes back together.
And actually, the youngest, the little one who sang, he went on to do great things too. I don't know what he's doing now, but
the Michael kid.
Yeah,
he did all right.
Yeah, he did all right for himself.
All right. Well, thank you,
Jared.
You. I guess that's all you wanted to show. I mean, that was actually more than I thought we would show, and I'm glad
that was long.
of it.
It was long.
No,
but
no.
Look how much I wrote here.
No, it's
Freeze
not that
frame.
it was. It's not that it was too long. It's that I didn't know how deep you wanted to get into it, and I appreciate you going
Just
all the way
exactly
through.
that deep.
So yes, the, October 4 is when this will appear on retail shelves. The patch is more or less that week. I don't think we have an exact time, but we're pretty much looking at like as close to October 4 as we can get. Don't hold our feet to the fire. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
it's basically coordinating with all the different platforms. They all kind of work a little differently, so we just have to figure
they're
out how
all
that's
in
gonna work.
they're all in the final throes of being approved by all of our partners too. Yeah. So there's those things to consider as well. And great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We want to stay for the next song?
No,
because
thank you.
Rye is actually here.
Let me get out of here. And I think Chris Wu is gonna.
Chris Wu is gonna jump in on bass. Well, Chris Wu, you take that.
Throw
seat.
something up there so they can't watch me.
Oh,
leave.
you mean like some songs that maybe you didn't know you had? A couple people did see some items in that list. They were like, "Wait a minute, did I just see "Lonely in This Is the Night" by Billy Squier?" Yes, you did. I believe that is in our library. Is it not? Yeah. So you never know what you're going to find. Again, when we have 890 songs, maybe you didn't realize we had a 3-pack from Tenacious D. We have Tribute, The Metal, and Master Exploder, and all of those are available now. Those have proven rather popular. And it's the kind of thing that we figure if you're new to Rocksmith or newer to Rocksmith, we don't expect that you know the previous 5 years worth of DLC. So we figured, like, in case you missed it, ICYMI. That's your ICMI for this week. And of course, Weezer, another popular band. We have a lot of really good Weezer songs. Stuff you recognize from the radio. Stuff that you may find is surprisingly comfortable to play and not too tricky. So if you're looking even for some easy goals to make you feel good, you could learn those songs in a weekend. But we got 5 songs by Weezer in there, and hopefully you will enjoy that. Hi, welcome back, Chris Wu. And welcome, Rye. Hi, Rye-kin. How are you? Oh, sorry, your mic's not on. That's okay.
Can't hear you.
Now
Check
it's great to be
two.
back.
Now we
Check
can hear you.
two.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi there.
So, you and I have not actually been on the stream together. You snuck on while I was off in Germany or Seattle or wherever the hell I was.
Yeah. I had a good
but
time too.
Congratulations for making your stream debut. Everybody, I read the chat logs afterwards, and the response was, get that guy back on the stream. So I'm very happy.
Really? I wonder why.
Yeah, no, they were just like, oh my God, that guy plays amazing. So, and
Well, it was an easy song though.
well,
But a cool song.
This was a little harder.
I was going to say, how would you? This is "I Ran" by Flock of Seagulls. You guys need to do your final tune-ups here in the game. But yeah, this is one of the 4 songs in our Variety Song Pack 4. That's available now. You'll get remastered in a couple more weeks, a few more weeks. But we are doing all 4 songs from our Variety Song Pack 4 this week, and that is Fleetwood Mac, A Flock of Seagulls, A Day to Remember, and no, we have not yet played Sepultura, but we will. Or as my friends in my neighborhood used to call it, Sepultura. I guess it's all in where you put the accent. Based on what it is. So we're going to run a little bit long today. I hope that's okay because we showed you a lot of new stuff. Yeah, Rye, did you do the transcription? Did you?
No, I did not. But this is actually one of the first concerts I ever went to.
Oh wow, awesome!
Like on my own dime,
Right.
I know what's up with my low E string.
I think it's Are you sure it's not swapped?
Oh, there we go. Oh, have we, okay. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Yeah, I'm on the lead right now.
The cables are swapped. Silly us. This software, when will it ever... Jared! Fix. But yeah, I was very excited about this because I am a child of the 80s. And so I'm happy whenever we get 80s or new wave stuff in the game. We're still having trouble tuning. Sorry, game's freaking out a little bit.
That one's good to go.
Well, we could always skip tuner.
That's right. We are running Elk, or we're running. I did it. No taking that back. We're running remastered, and yeah, we're as a result we could skip the tuner. Okay, so yes, so you wanted to play this because you're fond of the song, basically.
Saw him at the Greek Theater in Berkeley. I think
Good
Berlin
venue.
might have been on the bill as well. And I don't know why. Like that was before I kind of went to the Guitar Hero stuff when I was real young, like 7th grade. I think the production of this band was awesome for the time. It was just like pretty unique band. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
And
stoked about
I
things.
first really got to know this song with the Vice City commercial.
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
a lot of people.
Several people have cited like, oh, it's that Vice City song that I know from Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, because this was the song that everybody wanted to play this week. I wanted to play it. You both wanted to play it. McCune was going to play it and had to jump out because he had a meeting or something. And there was somebody else that wanted to play. Who actually did the note track?
Sam
Did the note track. And Sam doesn't get to play it because, as we've mentioned, mean old Brian Pody forced him to play Fleetwood Mac. And Pody's going to get his. All right, cool. So you want to give it a shot? We haven't played any music in a long time. Let's do it. I ran So Far Away by A Flock of Seagulls. What do you need? You good?
Oh yeah, no, I was just like I practiced it once, and it's not.
Excuses.
It's really not difficult, but I'm not going to do a good job on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have left time for the excuses.
Yeah.
And we'll confirm the tuning
Just
here.
wanna lower those standards.
Pody's like, no, we won't. We just confirmed the tuning. Delete, skip tuner, done. So anything that doesn't work is also Pody's fault. Second pack has not been raffled yet. We have another prize pack from our friends at Ernie Ball. We'll do that after our last song, and this is our third of 4. So you still got a little bit of time. Sit back, enjoy the ride. Such a great ending. Thank you
Yeah, that
both
was
very
awesome.
much. Very good.
That was
How you doing there, Chris?
That was rough.
I saw you going like,
This is rough.
and I did throw you on the short scale bass, so I don't know what you were practicing
I
on.
was not practicing on short scale bass.
Oh, okay. See, I thought I was doing you a favor.
Before I was playing it on emulated bass, so I've.
Oh, okay.
So the 3 times I've tried this are on various things.
So that you played this on your scroll.
Yeah, like the very first time. Yeah, that's what I tried it on. I practiced once with a regular bass, and now on this one.
You got 88%. That's not that bad, especially
Yeah.
for something that you like. I just played it like once.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me play.
There's actually one time I actually thought I could probably do the rhythm better because the rhythm's like super straightforward.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like.
Well, that's why we
power
made you
chords or
do
something.
this.
seemed like an unorthodox bass part, isn't it? Like a lot of high stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
I
it's
was
also
noticing.
like
I mean, I
a
was
lot of
trying
mutes,
to focus on the guitar,
and then rooted,
but
and then it goes up and basically forms a chord, and they want you to arpeggiate a chord on a bass while muting.
yeah, the guitar part is very unique. I think it's edgy, like as in influenced by the guitar edge from
Right.
U2.
It's specifically edge E,
Early
Edge E.
'80s, like
Yeah, drenched
really
in
cool,
reverb,
man.
lots of
delay,
effects and
really good use
yeah.
of digital delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think too many people were doing that back in the day.
It's a great
Yeah.
sound.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you both. And I have a correction because Brian McCune, Armed Man of Cuban, in our thing, he said, no, we don't have Lonely as the Night. And I think somebody
Stroke.
and I think somebody saw Billy Squier and then said, what, did they have Lonely as the Night? I'm like, do we have Lonely as the Night? We just talked, there's 890 songs. Right. And I'm like, I know we have The Stroke. Did we get that one? Did I just miss it? And then I'm like, yeah, I think we have that. And Brian's like, no, Dan's mistaken. Don't. And people are like, he just revealed new DLC. It's really not confirmed, guys. I know that we've talked about it in meetings, but I don't know if where it is. If you want to see a song, request it, please.
Dan says a lot of things.
Yeah, please do not read too much into my being confused on somebody else being confused. That's what I like. Is I get to take the hit because somebody else saw it wrong, and I was like, maybe they're right. I don't know. So yeah, sorry. We have
believe everything you see on the internet.
yeah,
Dan.
especially not in our chat room apparently. So thank you very much. We're going to swap in some new people and do our last.
Hey, I want to say one
song.
thing.
You go right ahead, Rye.
Missing by Flyleaf has a part that is dead on Another Flock of Seagulls song, which was their secondary hit.
Which is Space Age Love Song.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, now I got to hear the Flyleaf song because I don't know
that's
that
an
one
awesome
very
song
well.
too.
Yeah.
Go buy it.
All right, I'm done.
Cool. Thank you. We'll swap you guys out. Brian Pody's finally going to get his. And again, if you had missed this, we normally like to try and show you some stuff that maybe you don't know is in our library that is in our library. Lonely in the Night is the night not in our library. Rocksmith is in our library. Perhaps you've seen that we did our own versions of classical masterpieces, but we tried to make them a bit more fun for you to play on a rock instrument. So the team here at Studio San Francisco re-recorded 10 different classical songs that you know from from life. I mean, some of them you know them from movies usage, or a bunch of the ones that we actually chose last time we noted had been in cartoons. So these are probably melodies that you know, even if you're not familiar with the names that you see on the screen. Because we recorded them ourselves and because it was public domain content to begin with, we were able to offer these at a lower price. So the Boxsmith 1 pack, the blue one there, that's like something crazy, like $4.99, I think. And then Boxsmith 2 is $5.99 because there was some extra effort that went into that. But there you go. If you do not have these are super cheap, super fun. And your family members, maybe they don't like your normal taste in music, but when they hear you playing, oh, I know that song. I didn't know you knew how to play classical. Well, yes, I do. It's not classical. It's Boxsmith. And that is sort of our own thing, which is great. You okay there, Mr. Pody? Pody's off to a bad start. I think he stepped on his cable and knocked it out. Wow.
I did not.
That's karma right there, man. So, yes, the Boxsmith packs are available for all platforms. Just check the shop or check the platform, like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Marketplace or Steam, and you should be able to find those. So, always available. There's almost always a song that you don't know that's already available in our library. And you didn't know it, and hopefully it'll be a nice thing. Brian Pody is here at last. But I'm going to stop picking on him because he's in for some serious heavy metal thrash. And our human walking heavy metal thrash can is here as well. Hi, David Stevens.
Hi.
You were not in the office the day that we figured out who was playing what, and I said, I need a bassist for Sepultura. Do you think David Stevens would like to do this? And somebody said, I think David Stevens would fight anybody else that claimed it.
Yeah, I don't feel like you threw me under the bus this time.
I figured. I know that you enjoy your hard rock and heavy metal.
I
Is that
love
what the
this
kids
band.
say? Yes.
Since I was a little boy.
And Pody, you did note track this.
I did
yes?
note track this. Yeah, this was one of those that I saw was coming through, and I was like, ooh, that one.
Ooh, I claim.
Yeah.
How often do you guys do that? Do you get to play favorites a lot?
There's a couple of us who do it, but not everybody does.
Some people are just like, I'll take whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I only do it if something really catches my eye, and this was one of those. I'd actually been thinking right before this cleared, like, oh, we should really do some Sepultura. That would be great for the game.
And this
there it was.
There it is. And then this is one of our D standard songs that we were showing before. That was one of the ones that showed up. What do we need to know? Other than this will break your face in several places, what do we need to know about Refuse Resist?
That's pretty much it. It's
the first half. I noticed there's a break. Right. Call up the.
That's not really a break in the song so much as just a break in the note track, because that's right before it goes into the solo.
Okay. Because is that like the first half is Refuse and the second half is Resist?
Sure. Sure. We'll call it that.
Okay.
It's actually pretty accessible.
Yeah,
it is.
It's not a crazy thrash song. It's just heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes you want to bang your head.
The riff is really good.
Cool. You want to play it?
We should do that.
We should play that. Well, let's play it.
I refuse, and he resists.
Yeah.
Oh. We're just going through a couple more technical issues.
It's Anthony's fault.
It's not. Our wonderful streaming software is like, I don't want to take that scene. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, software. Anthony is wrangling the wheels of steel today. After this, we will do that final giveaway and take a peek at the chat, but mostly I don't want to step on this song. But if you're looking for freebies, there's still one coming up. So at the end of this, we'll give you some prizes from Ernie Ball. It'll be good.
This is that break.
Oh, so now we're into Resist.
Yeah.
People noticed there was a swear word. If
We can
that's-
say that one.
If
Not
that-
now.
If that's what we get from the artist, that's what we put in the game, guys. Downloadable content not rated by the ESRB. You're right. It did seem very accessible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's a tricky solo, moves very fast.
The solo, I mean, a lot of it is just like and wah. You know,
Right.
It's not a real technical solo. It's got a couple fast licks, but it's not, Steve Vai.
Right, but the core of the song
Yes.
is very riff oriented. It's heavy, like you said, but it's not like super thrashy. It's got an even tempo. They're not asking you to do a lot of fretboard gymnastics through the song.
No, it's just really
it's about
fun to
impact.
play.
Yeah.
It's about triggering that mosh pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they hit that last chord so hard that the note actually goes sharp and then comes back down, which I just love because they're just like attacking the guitar.
One of the reasons I structured the show this way so that we could start with Fleetwood Mac and end with Sepultura and sort of just go through the rage,
Right.
as we go. But somebody did notice that they are back to back in our trailer, and I do think that that's pretty great. You get out of like this nice little, finger picking thing, and then
Yeah.
slam right into Sepultura.
And you can probably thank Chris Wu for that.
Yeah, we probably can thank Chris Wu for that. Thank you, Chris Wu, for making everybody go, what? In the middle of the trailer, because we want to keep them engaged.
And I searched because we can search in remastered. So I searched off camera, and we do not have Lonely as the Night.
Oh, thank you for double
I
confirming
double-checked.
my mistake.
We didn't show anything that
People were like,
hasn't been
Dan's
announced,
confirming
so-
all the songs, and Mechanical Tim said, Dan's confusion is the only thing that's been confirmed
Yeah.
today. I'm like,
We have,
you are very right, Mechanical Tim.
We have Lonely Boy,
Right.
Yeah.
along
that's
with many
true.
other Black Keys songs in
That's
the store
right.
now.
Perhaps you would, if you enjoy the Black Keys, there is a high chance that you will enjoy Rocksmith 2014. Excellent. Thank you both. That was fun, and I think it's time to finally give that last prize pack away. Everybody wants free things, and Ernie Ball is going to make it happen. This is the stuff. New picture, guys. New for this week. Get used to it, because I don't like taking new pictures. You can see I'm not a very good photographer. I didn't even get the shine off of where it says Pegwinder, but you're going to win one of those anyway.
I like that table, though.
Isn't that great? That's what we call a workstation here at Ubisoft San Francisco. You're going to get a Pegwinder, which makes changing those brand new strings easier, unless you have a bass, because you're going to get brand new bass strings, and your machine heads are probably not going to fit that guitar Pegwinder, but that's okay. You still get a little 6-pack sampler of the Wonder Wipes now in a fancy new package, and a dozen picks. Now these could be any kind of picks. At the moment, the ones that showed up right now are mediums. They might be heavies. They might be whatever. It's whatever they send us. I told them carte blanche. You send whatever you have lots of. Because it's free and you can't complain. And, of course, a brand new strap. Always good to have one of those around. All of our ones currently, sometimes they send us in different colors. They are all black at the moment, so it'll go with anything. And then, of course, 3 of our super hyper rare, now only red and white. Please notice that the black and gold picks are finally gone, and the picture has been updated to reflect that. So all of this can be yours if you win the raffle going on now in our chat room. Black Widow 9 is taking over for us this week, as Jason Paradise is off doing his own streaming fun. He would normally be helping us out with this, but Black Widow was like, I am there for you guys. So she's running the giveaway right now. She will tell you what you need to do. It's very simple. But if you win, what you need to do is send your information, including your phone number. We don't use it for anything nasty. It's just for the mailroom. And send her your full shipping address, exactly as it should be on the mailing label, please, because we don't really always know how the addresses work in, say, Norway. I had some fun looking up stuff on Google going, where do I put the postcode? I don't know. So please, if there's any specific way to format your address, that would help us as we give it off to the mailroom to make sure that you get your stuff right away. Also, if you are a winner of some of the Ernie Ball stuff, we would love to see a photo on Twitter. Please give us a shout out and give Ernie Ball a shout out to let them know that you got the stuff. That certainly helps everything along the way, so that it's very clear that we're not just taking it home. Although every time a new box shows up, somebody goes, "Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what do we got?" I'm like, "Oh, those are prizes. Those are prizes. Don't get used to that. If you want them, you can go to Amazon and buy them like everybody else." So I think
or you can leave like Greg and then enter the raffle.
That's right, Greg Barr. He's totally fine. Greg Barr is now eligible to win.
That's why he left.
All that stuff. Yeah, probably because he just wanted to get in on
the
it.
raffle.
Yeah, that's I also heard it was Brian Pody. That was the other reason he left.
Well, that's why we're all thinking about leaving.
Wow,
it's going to be me.
We're gonna. That's right. He's like, I win.
Yeah,
you got a full schedule, buddy.
That's pretty much it. We've hit rock bottom. Tomorrow in the Rocksmith forums, we'll have a little clue as to what DLC is coming next week. I can confirm now that it's not Lonely is the Night, but I will tell you that we're going to have some fun in the chat in the forums tomorrow. If you'd like to be part of that, just swing by rocksmith.com, click on the little the chat bubble at the top of our screen, and that will take you to our forums, and you can join in. We have some very nice people and some very vibrant conversations going on in our forums. I would encourage you to go there. Also, we'll do this again next week, next Thursday. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. GMT. Join us, won't you? We always love doing this, and they won't always quite be this long. But, hey, we got to show some extra stuff on Remastered this week, and that was a little bit deeper than I thought we were going to go, and it was totally worth the time, and hopefully you agree with that as well. We will leave you with a look at Variety Pack 4. These 4 songs are available right now as a pack or as singles, because in case you don't like both Fleetwood Mac and Sepultura, that's okay. Just get the ones that appeal to you. There's plenty in our library to inspire you, and we hope that you enjoy it. So take a look at that. We'll see you next week. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Bye.